Oh, hello YouTube. Today in the Naughty Librarian, I am going over my June TBR list. Here's the thing. I have been trying in general, I guess, to just kind of read less books, which seems like counterproductive, but you know, I'm also trying to have a work-life balance, and like forcing myself to read all the time makes reading less fun. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll put fewer things on my TBR list. And I didn't. This is just a full course in bad decisions, because I put so many things on this TBR list, and a lot of them are very long, but I am excited about all of them. So it's just me biting off more than I can chew. So I might not read all of these, and I might read all of them. I don't know what the future holds for me. But anyways, this is going to be interesting, and I'm going to read some stuff. So let's just talk about all the stuff I'm going to be reading. Hopefully, maybe, who knows? First things first, let's talk about my Patron book club pick for June, which was Circe by Madeline Miller. So my patrons all voted. They chose Circe as our book of the month. The live show will be at the end of the month. Again, it is patron exclusive. If you want to join my Patreon or become a channel member, the links are in the description down below. Both of those allow you access to our monthly book club. Come hang out. It's a good time. I know this book is super hyped and has been out for quite some time, and a lot of people really love it, and I still haven't read it. I know. This came out in 2018 and I still haven't read it. But I think this might be the perfect time to read it, considering I just did the Odyssey for Drunk Classics. So, you know, here we are doing it again. And this one is, you know, it's about Circe in particular. She is a witch. She's born of a Titan and someone else. I don't know who her mom was, but her dad is Helios, the sun god. And she is kind of an outsider in the whole, like, God's world. She doesn't really have, like, godly powers, but she has witchcraft going for her. And she kind of gets exiled, and then throughout her, like, life, it kind of talks about, like, everything that's happened to her. So Odysseus does make a guest starring appearance in here, amongst other people. So it's kind of just like, hey, like, let's give Circe her own story and learn more about her. So I am excited about this. I am excited to see a character who's more than just a witch on an island that Odysseus banged a couple times. Like, I want to see who Circe is. So I am excited for this one. Again, Patron book club pick of the month. It's going to be exclusive to my patrons, a live show where we discuss it. Links in the description down below. My patrons also get to pick my Drunk Classic picks for the month, and this time they picked What? The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I had this really super old kind of copy of it that's really pretty, and it's like, it has like gold on the side. I'm assuming it had a slipcover at one point. When I got it at like a library book sale, it no longer had one. Let's see what edition it is. Let's see. Okay, so it's not a first edition, but this was printed in 1953. So it's old. This is a very old book. I don't want to say I'm excited to read this. Let's be real. I do not like The Great Gatsby. There you go. I said what I said. I don't like it. However, it'll be funny when I'm drunk. So this might be a great idea to do. So The Great Gatsby will be getting the full Drunk Classics treatment. It is fairly short though, so I feel like perhaps I could go ham on this whole Drunk Classics thing. And by ham, I mean I'm going to do a double feature, and I'm going to do The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice as well. What? Yes, I'm going to do a double feature Drunk Classics in June. That's the goal. Fingers crossed it happens. But I have been definitely wanting to read The Vampire Lestat ever since I read Interview with the Vampire. It was, you know, great. I loved it. And one of the main comments I got on that video was no, don't trust Louis. He lies. Go read Lestat's version of events. So I was like, oh, okay, there's going to be some tea here. I'm interested. So I do have this beautiful edition. I think I did end up getting this at the library book sale for like $1 or free even. I don't even know, but I remember I got it for like very little money. It's not a first edition, but it's not far off from a first edition. Look at it. It's gorgeous. So yes, this is basically The Vampire Lestat, him telling his version of events from Interview with the Vampire, as well as other events from his life. I think this is his story. And super excited. So excited. I think I'm going to do the full Drunk Classics treatment on this one too. Why not? Louis got a Drunk Classics. Lestat can have one too. So yeah, very, very excited to read this one. It'll be coming out later in the month. Let's go. So since it's June, it's also Pride Month. And of course, I want to read some official Pride-worthy picks. So I got a whole bunch of them to go. I am going to be reading Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I love this. It's a fake dating story. And you know how I feel about fake dating. It's one of my all-time favorite tropes. So into this. So this is Luke and Oliver. Luke, he is a son of a rock star. And he's never really met his rock star father, but his dad's making a comeback. He's thrown into the spotlight. He needs to have a squeaky clean image for some reason. I'm not sure why. But he needs to find, you know, the perfect normal boyfriend. Enter Oliver. He's like, hasn't had a single scandal in his life. He's a vegetarian, like just like the most unscandalous person he could find. He's like, you're perfect boyfriend material. And here's the thing, they don't actually have anything in common besides the fact that they're both gay and single. So they end up like deciding, hey, let's just fake date each other till the dust settles and then we'll like go our separate ways. It'll be good. The thing is though, when you fake date someone, you fall in love for real. And I'm obsessed. Like I am so excited to read this. I'm loving it. I feel like it's going to be set in England because it has a lot of English things on the cover, but I'm so into this. I'm so excited. I love a good fake dating. And you know what? Why not? I'm going to do an Alexis Hall double feature. So I'm also going to be reading A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall as well. And this one is super unique because this is a historical romance featuring a trans woman main character, romantic lead. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. So Viola, right? When she was presumed dead in the Battle of Waterloo, she's like, this is an opportunity. I can finally leave my old life behind and become the woman I am. So she kind of takes the opportunity to let her old self die and become Viola. And the biggest problem with that is that she had to cut all ties to her wealth, her family, everything. Even her best friend, Justin, the Duke of Gracewood. And years have gone by, and now they're kind of like in each other's paths again. She finally meets up with Justin again and realizes how badly her death had affected him. So, I don't know, they're in each other's like, you know, world again. Perhaps some sparks start flying. I don't know, but it's kind of going to be an awkward conversation. It's like, hey, I'm not dead. Guess what? So that's an awkward conversation to have, but sparks are going to fly between them and I'm so into it. It's definitely a friends to lovers romance. Also a like, whoops, I'm not really dead. I faked my death romance, which is like, I haven't seen a lot of those. So I'm very excited to read this one. Alexis Hall double feature. I am also going to read Going Public by Hudson Lin. This one is super cool. It's like an office place romance. There's going to be like, you know, corporate espionage and like secrets, and they're gonna have to whisper a lot to each other late at night. And I'm like, ooh, whispering leads to sexy things sometimes. I'm hoping like the power dynamic here is handled well because it is a boss and assistant, which power dynamics are odd here, but I think it's probably going to be handled well because they've been together for so long. I feel like it's not necessarily the biggest power imbalance. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll find out. But I am excited to see it. I don't know. I'm just like in the mood for like corporate espionage. Is that weird? Am I a villain? Like, like I don't know. I'm just kind of vibing with it right now. So I am excited to read this one. I want to see like how spicy it gets. I want to see someone do this to a desk and like knock all the papers on the floor and then they're going to bang on it. And I want that. I want that more than anything. And you know what? I am going to count The Discord of Gods by Jen Lyons as a Pride pick. Why? Because there is a throuple in it. There's multiple LGBTQIA plus characters. There have the whole gamut going on here. Love it. I'm totally counting it as a Pride pick. So this is the big finale to the Chorus of Dragon series by Jen Lyons, and it's book 5. It's really hard to describe what has happened in the first 4 books because they're all like 500 pages at least and like super complex and hard to describe. So basically there's a world and they're trying to stop like this rift between this world and another dimension from opening. And then when it does open, demon hordes will come over and conquer the world. And they don't want that to happen, so they have to stop it from happening. And along the way, there's also dragons and gods and monsters and like all these things they have to do in order to get this rift not to be reopened. There's a lot of intrigue happening here. And we're up to our plucky group of adventurers to save the day. And there's a throuple in it that I'm like living for. I want to see more throuple stuff happen because like there's been so many like difficulties in their way. And I'm just like, just do it already. Anyways, I want a lot of things to happen in this. But I am so excited, and this cover is gorgeous. And I definitely want to see the big conclusion. It has been building for a long time. This is book 5. I am so excited to finally read this. And I still have more books on this TBR list, right? Do you think I would end there? Nope, gonna keep going. I am also finally going to read A Scoundrel of Her Own by Stacey Reid. I don't know why it took so long to read this. It's just, I did. I don't know. I am ashamed of myself as well, but I love Stacey Reid books, especially the Sinful Wallflower series. It is incredible. I highly recommend checking it out. So this one is Lady Ophelia Darby and Devlin Byrne. Devlin Byrne, he owns like a nightclub kind of thing, a secret club. Maybe there's like sexy behaviors happening in it. I don't know. It's a nightclub. And Lady Ophelia, she's a lady by day, moonlights at night as a singer at the club. They know each other. There's secrets and lies going on here. Who's she going to trust? Devlin. Is she right to trust him? Maybe not. I don't know. There's going to be deceptions and secrets and like smutty bits, and I'm super into it. I have been loving this series. It's so phenomenal. I highly recommend checking it out, and I'm finally going to be reading book 3 of it. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to check out All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. I know it's a little kind of having like a Renaissance hype fest at the moment, and I think the second book in this duology is coming out soon. I believe in August. I just got my copy recently. My friend gave me the arc of it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get into this because it's like morally gray characters, fight to the death, magic battles. It's got a lot of buzzwords that I'm like super into. So every generation, there's this blood moon, right? And when it happens, there's usually 7 families, they're magical families. They all send like a competitor to this game. And it's like, oh, you gotta fight to the death, the last person standing. The prize is like access to this wellspring of magical abilities. So like it's a juicy victory, and they're all going to fight to the death. Things are going to be changing here. Perhaps they don't want to fight to the death because like who wants to really? And also it's always been a secret, but I think the secret is out, and other people have found out about these like battles. So I don't know. It's going to be a bunch of morally gray people duking it out with magic to the death. Like, tell me no more. Here, take my money. Like, that's where I am with it. So I am excited to try this one out, especially because like the finale of this duology is coming out soon. So I'm like, this is the perfect time to start reading this. Also on deck, I have Hyde by Kirsten White. And this is Kirsten White's first adult foray. Kirsten White has written a lot of YA, some of them honestly crossover hits. And I definitely want to see where Kirsten White is going with this because this one's horror, suspense, super into it. And also, oh my gosh, these cover pages, like look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm obsessed. So we're following Mac, and she's a young woman. She is entering into this kind of competition thing. So basically there's this old abandoned amusement park. Here's the deal. You got to go into the amusement park and make it a week there without being found. And if you do, you win a bunch of money. And she's like, done. I am an excellent hider. Like, I'm really good at it. She has a dark past, you know, there's all that stuff going on. However, sinister things start happening. It's not like just an easy game of hide and seek. It's like, uh-oh, no, like people are dying. Like, this is a problem. So there's definitely something sinister going on here. And it's also, you know, a character with a dark past trying to like survive in maybe a haunted amusement park. I don't know if this is like paranormal or if it's like slasher. I'm not sure, but I'm excited either way. I love Kirsten White in general, so I'm gonna pretty much read Kirsten White books no matter what. And this is an adult one, so I'm so excited to see like what she does with an adult style book instead of a YA. Last up on deck for June, I have Jade War by Fonda Lee. Oh man, Oh my goodness. So I read Jade City and was obsessed with it. It is so good. It's kind of like The Godfather, but in Hong Kong with magic. And already you should totally be excited for that. This is the sequel, Jade War. Essentially, there are these rival gangs fighting for control of Kikon, which is like the city that they're in. And in this world as well, like there's certain people, like the natural inhabitants of this island, some of them have affinity for jade. Basically, when you have jade on your body, it feeds your body energy. So essentially, like it soups you up like a superhero. You become faster, smarter, your perception gets bigger, etc. All that kind of stuff. However, you know, jade is also a controlled substance. You do too much, things happen. You do too little, things happen. It's like a weird balance you have to find as well. So it's also dangerous. And rival gangs fighting for control. Now I think we're moving more in towards the world outside of just Kikon, and maybe like international powers also getting into this little like, you know, turf war. And it's also a family drama, hence The Godfather. Besides just the whole thing with them being gangsters, it's also, you know, a family drama and like intergenerational trauma, these siblings trying to like keep it together, save the family, etc., make it better for the next generation. So it's got a lot going on here. And the first book was chef's kiss incredible. I loved it. So excited to finally be continuing on. And then like the last book of this trilogy is already out. As soon as I'm done with this one, I can move into the next one and just, I don't have to wait. So I'm so excited. It's so good. All right, so that does it for June. I really thought I was going to try to read fewer books. I have like 11 or 12 on this TBR list because I can't make good decisions. But anyway, hopefully I'm going to have time to read all of these. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Let me know in the comments down below. Hey, what's on deck for June? Are you reading anything particular for Pride, or are you really, really excited about Drunk Classics this month? I don't know. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want cool exclusive content and early videos, you can subscribe to my Patreon or become a channel member. The links are in the description down below. And on that note, I will see you guys soon. Bye!